Yeah.
So we are going to start on Chey Baca's Crystal Quest. You and Bruce traveled on your ship back to Plodon. Plodon's a water planet. As you get into orbit, you guys call out to Kurt. He comes out with his ship and has you guys dock both your shuttles on, or your shuttle onto his ship, and then you see Kareth and Listen dock on the ship as well. Then he submerges back below the surface of the water.
And remind me, how did they get a second ship?
They are in the original. So Kareth and Listen are in the original ship. Bruce and you, when you were running, you went to the starport, and as you fought your way in to get over to Listen and Kareth, you guys saw a shuttle that was branded with Panduc Security, which is a corporation that is owned by Gaddis Dane, which is one of the bad guys. And so Roos went over to get.
He's like, we can take this.
Yep. Well, he went in to see who was in it, and a droid came out and shocked him. So then you just pushed the droid over and kind of like pushed it up into the ship, and then you both got into the ship and took off.
Nice.
And then took it. So with the ship there, when Kurt sees it, he's interested in the ship and interested in the droid. So he greets you. He gives you guys dinner, and most of his food is fish products because he lives on a water world. So he feeds you and kind of asks you asks you guys about how the cruise was and how things went. The conversation passes, and then when informed of the ship and the droid, he's like, "Well, I'll focus on that tonight. You guys go get your rest." And you go lay down for the evening. And one of the things, the first time everybody went to Plowden, they all had visions of kind of where to get their crystal at.
Okay.
So as you lay down for the night, you start to have a vision. You have a vision that brings you back to the Jedi Academy. You're standing there amongst your class of younglings, all standing with training sabers in your hand, with the helmets that cover your eyes to practice reflecting the blasters from the training droids that hover a couple feet above you. The room fills with hissing sounds, the soft sounds of the energy leaving the droids, and the grunts of the younglings who fail to protect themselves. Strangely, looking around the room, there is no master in the room, giving you words of advice or giving the younglings confidence they need to handle these difficult tasks. The session goes on for a little while, then the droids shut down and return to their charging stations. You see all the younglings put their helmets away and put their training sabers away. They all stand in line waiting for the instructor to return. The vision follows you down the line of the class of younglings as you see the 10 other classmates that were in your group. Some of their faces are still as vivid as when you knew them. Some of them have faded in time. But the vision continues down to focus on Chey, standing taller than all the other classes, or all the other classmates. And standing there at attention. The door opens and Master Iktar, who's a Salonian, which is a cat race, steps into the room and congratulates the younglings on their session and says, "I have a guest for you today. Master Windu has come to visit us." The younglings break down and chatter. Iktar lets out a little roar to refocus them as Master Windu steps through the door and pauses slowly. He places his hand on his saber, slowly draws it, and then ignites his blade. The faces of the younglings are distorted by the purple glow that fills the room. Windu slowly moves the blade as he moves through the 3 defensive stances that are shown to the younglings. Then he starts to speak. The lightsaber is a weapon to protect yourself and to end threats, but more importantly, it's a tool that allows you to prevent fights from happening.
I'm picturing Samuel L. Jackson's voice. It's perfect.
You will survive all of the fights that you avoid by using the skills that you have to flatter others, negotiate peaceful resolutions, or confuse others about the situation. Your lessons in this room are very important, but if you follow the lessons of your other masters, then this training may not be needed. He pauses and looks around the room. Soon you will go on your discovery quest to find your own crystal. They will call to you. They will call to you if you're able to see your own worth and understand what holds you back. If you do not get your crystal on this trip, do not worry much. I did not get my crystal on my quest when I was a youngling. It made me feel unworthy of being here. The Force later on showed me in my life where the crystal was meant to come from, and you just have to trust the Force and listen to it when it talks to you. I must go now, but listen to your masters, heed their warnings, and take their advice. He turns off his lightsaber and starts to walk out of the room. He pauses at the door and turns back. He slowly approaches Chey Baca and crouches in front of him and looks into his eyes. You will have more challenging time than your classmates, as your natural rage will cloud your vision, block your understandings. Your teacher will direct you to ignore your rage, suppress it, focus on the positive. If this approach does not work for you, and you're not able to find the peace as you're taught, come find me once you become a Padawan, and I will work with your master to see if you are ready to learn Form 7 of lightsaber style. It is very difficult. It is very difficult to learn. Masters of it are able to completely control their emotions, relying on their rage for power, but being able to keep it in check when peaceful actions are more appropriate. Master Windu nods to Chewbacca, and he stands up and heads back towards the door. Master Iktar comes over, places his hand on Chewbacca's shoulder, and says, Master Windu's form is not openly taught, and some who have learned it will fall to the dark side before they learn control. The vision fades out as Windu walks down the hall. The vision comes back to you. In the middle of the vision, you see a bright purple crystal glowing as it sits inside of a glass case. It's elevated on a stand, making sure it shines brighter than anything else in the case. In the rest of the case, you see jewelry. Looks like from other planets. They all have unique designs, but none of the designs the same as the others. The vision pulls back from the case and shows a large room with shelves all over it, not with an empty place to set anything new. Some of the shelves even have extra shelves out at it or mounted in to add more places for items to rest. The vision pulls back through the large double doors of the room, showing a metal security door. On the back side of the door, it continues to pull back, and you see a large mansion with a lot of security around it. Security systems as well as people standing guard. It continues to pull back, and you see a large stone wall with ship turrets or ship defense turrets mounted on it. On the wall, the faceplate identifies the property as property of Branson Gettler, a collector who lives on the planet of Rablin. The vision stops, and then Chewbacca hears Master Windu's voice. You must take the crystal using your lightsaber skill, and then work your way back out with only the path of peace. Remember, a sapling that grows after the Force has burned down will be stronger than any that have stood before it. The vision fades out with a purple hue and fades completely to black. One last time you hear Master Windu's voice. May the Force be with you. A bright light flashes as Chewbacca wakes up, staring up into the fluorescent light of his room. Back aboard the ship.
I like the symbolism of that dream. That's awesome.
Still more about this. All right. So you wake up and you head out to the main quarters. Stop stealing my dice. I don't know which ones you took, but you head out to the main quarters and everybody's gathered around for breakfast. And again, it's more fish food. As you're sitting there, Kurt kind of addresses the group and says, "I spent the night looking at the ship and the droid, and their security systems are very, very good. I wasn't able to get through them, and it'll take me time to figure them out. Probably within 5 days, I'll be able to get through to get the information. At that point, Lysen stands up and says, if it'll be 5 days, then I have something I need to go do. I had a vision, and I need to check on something before I can continue on with this group. Kurt kind of nods his head and says, okay, we have shuttles that you can use. Then, one by one, Roos mentions his, Kareth mentions his, as everybody is given the opportunity to handle their own business before continuing with the group's needs.
So obviously, at this moment, I'm like, well, funny you should all say that, because I was just going to come in here and say that, well, I need a few days to follow a lead.
Yep. Everybody else is going, so by all means, take your time, deal with what you need to, and come back.
Okay.
And we will, hopefully by then, I'll have more information about the ship and the droid, and we'll be able to give you, hopefully get more information about Gaddistain and hopefully where we can find him. But we have shuttles. There's shuttles. Shuttles on my ship for all of you, if that you need. If you need help with a course or the destination, I can help you out with that. But by all means, take your leaves, and I'll reach out to you when I have more information.
Why?
He, Lysen stands up.
Why?
Or Lysen and the rest of the team stand up and start to head towards the shuttle area.
Why? Why?
And Kurt heads over there with them. He goes in and helps Kareth with the coordinates, and then Lysen, you see Lysen's shuttle take off and Roos's take off. He comes over to you, and do you need help with the coordinates of where you're going, or are you familiar with that
Yeah,
location?
actually, I'm not 100% positive where I'm going. I failed to write it down when you said it in the dream.
Rablin?
Rablin.
Rabblin.
Okay. So, have you heard of a place called Rablin?
I have not, but that's what we keep computers for. So he goes into the shuttle and starts to bring up the... Hey, chill. Bring up the holo computer, or the Nava computer, and he finds it. It's one of the outer rim planets, and not too far from you. It'll probably be a day's travel to get there. He's like, well, here it is. It says it's a pretty undeveloped planet. Looks like a nice place, good weather, but he puts in the course for you and shows you the basically the process for taking the ship, and then puts in a return destination for you to come back.
Okay. So I guess I'll hop in the shuttle and take off. I guess with that day, what I would like to do is maybe meditate on my dream for any necessary wisdom or clue as to, any pitfalls on my path.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your force dice.
Oh, force dice. There's
One dark.
one dark.
Okay. And then you have 3 force rating and 3. So
Yeah.
you get 2 more.
2 light, 1 dark. So
Okay.
2 light, 2 dark.
Okay. As you're riding in the ship, you try to
Sort of perfect to have it balanced like that.
you try to bring back the vision, or try to remember what you saw in the vision, and you saw the defenses of the mansion were fairly strong. They had, like I said, they had ship defense weapons mounted on the wall to protect the mansion from vehicles. The walls were made of stone and 20 feet tall all around. On the side of to the side of the mansion, you saw kind of barracks where the workers of the mansion stay. They're not allowed to stay inside the property. In between and then as looking down the road that left the mansion, you see it go through a forest, and then a ways down there's a town, not a large town, but a town that's probably about 30 miles away from the mansion. In the courtyard of the ship, or in the courtyard of the mansion, you saw a ship there. It's a cargo ship, a YT 2400, which is kind of a weirder shaped version of a Millennium Falcon. And you saw multiple guards armed with the guards along the wall were armed with long rifles, and then the guards inside were all armed with pistol weapons. And that's what you're able to remember.
Goodness.
And you remember the saying: "You must take the crystal using your lightsaber skills, but then work your way back out with only the path of peace." And then you go and roll your force dice twice for the destiny pool.
1 dark, 2 light.
Cool. Since you're the only one, we'll let you give you a bigger pool. Okay. All right. The ship continues on. You come out of hyperspace in orbit. You see the planet and start your descent. They have the spaceport in town. Also, as in your vision, you saw the forest that was in between the town and the mansion, which has different spots where you see clearings large enough to land your shuttle there if you wanted to.
I'll swear I'll point it to land is in the forest.
Okay. Go ahead and just do a easy pilot planetary check. So it'll be 1 purple.
That is agility for me, which is 2 whole dice.
And you have, I know you have enhanced, but I don't know what part of it you have. Because some of it lets you roll your force dice with flying skills. And you have those. So there's enhance. So this one lets you roll your force dice with pilot planetary, and then that one lets you roll it with pilot space.
Lovely. So I need to roll 3 times and see. So 1 dark, 2 light.
Okay.
So 3 light total and 1 dark.
Yep. So no matter what, you'll be able to succeed because you can only make 2 failures on your purple dice. So you can cancel out the threat with your 2 light side and then still have your success to land. So
Okay.
you're able to bring the ship down in one of the clearings. Near the clearing you landed at, there's a lake there. Out in the woods, you see a couple of wild creatures, but they're all small. Really none higher than your hip, so they don't appear to have any threat to you or the ship as it stays there.
So there's a village. Mm-hmm. There's a road through a forest. Mm-hmm. And then there's the compound where I saw the crystal in the vision.
Yep.
Inside of somebody's collection.
Yep.
And the compound is surrounded in all these heavy walls and blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Did I see in my vision at all, like a delivery entrance or anything like that?
You did not. It only showed you the main it showed you going out the main entrance of the house, which was a large, which had stairs going up to it, or like double stairs going up to it, and then 2 large doors that open. You would imagine there's probably other entrances to the house, especially if there's houses outside where they don't want the workers to stay inside. You imagine that there would be other entrances, but you didn't see any in your vision.
So it's either the front door or I try the wall. I'm going to try the wall first. I'm going to try the stealthy approach for as long as possible before I have to start killing people.
Okay. You secure the ship and start heading through the woods. Go ahead and make me a survival check.
Untrained, cunning, that's 3. Difficulty?
I'll just be average.
So 2, right?
Yep. Success and advantage.
Yep.
All right. So you're able to navigate through the woods. There's a as you go through there's a couple of the creatures kind of give you hesitation as they come up and kind of inspect you and then dart off. but you're able to make it through with no issues. You get to the edge of the forest and you see the compound. From the edge of the forest, the compound's probably about a half a mile away from where you're at. Looking around, if you venture farther through the forest, it looks like they kind of cleared the forest to make this area. If you kind of continue through the woods, you can get to the back area where it's probably only a quarter mile from the back of the fence.
I'll do that.
And looking on the wall, you see not many, but you can see guards stationed there, and guards stationed on the corner or on the wall, watching out across the fields. Go and make me a stealth check.
Agility.
Go
Which
agility.
is fat 2. I'm not agile at all, which is hilarious.
It will be easy because you're far away, and you can get a boost dice because you have the shelter of the woods.
So that replaces one of those, right?
Nope.
Oh, it's an additional.
Not an upgraded boost dice. The blue die.
The blue die, my mistake. One success. Oh dear. And one failure. Two advantages.
Okay.
Right?
Yep. So as you're skating or kind of going around the edge, you to make sure you keep an eye on the place, you don't journey too deep enough into the woods. Where as you're going through, you see a blaster bolt come and hits one of the trees near you. And once it hits, you're able to kind of get deep enough into the woods to be out of line of sight. But the people inside, they don't know if it's an animal or what it is, but whoever it was bored enough to take a shot at it. So you're able to continue around and get to the back. At this point, it's probably in the afternoon. You get to the back, and it's probably only a quarter mile from the edge of the woods to where the wall is. Looking on the back wall, you see a small door, or a small entry door built into it. Looking at the path, or looking at the ground, you see the path is not heavy, or looking at the ground by the door, the foot traffic there is not heavy enough to be like the people coming from the shacks on the side, but looks like people leaving it to go hunt.
I'm going to wait till it's dark.
Okay.
And then I'm going to sneak up to that door.
Okay. You keep your eyes out as you're there. Nobody comes through the door. Looking on the back wall, there's definitely less. There's less guards than on the front. You wait for the cover of darkness and then start your trip across the field. Go and make a stealth check.
Okay.
It will be against one red and one purple. But you can get 2 boost dice due to the darkness.
Boost dice.
Yep.
No.
Yep. And you do have light side points if you wish to spend them.
To spend or not to spend? Yeah, I think I should, don't you?
You have stealth?
Because this is what I'm going to have to roll otherwise. So yeah, I'll do that.
You're trained in stealth?
No.
Then the yellow should be green.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said boost dice. Am I confusing what dice are called?
Yep.
It's these.
Yep.
My mistake.
The blue ones are boost dice. So if you
Yeah.
wanted to spend a destiny point.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. There you go.
Come on. Oh dear. One success, 2 successes, 1 failure total. It looks like.
So that takes that. That takes that.
So 2 successes, 1 advantage.
All right. So you're able to sneak up to the door without seeming to draw any attention from the guard on the back wall. You get up to the door, and it has a old-fashioned lock on it, as well as you kind of look through the edge of it. You can see it has a metal bar. Like the drop locks.
So it'd be pretty easy to just slide my lightsaber through it, and I'll do that.
Okay. You take out your lightsaber and kind of slice through the bar. You hear it hit the ground, but with the ground being dirt, it doesn't make much noise. The actual lock part of it is still locked. So if you want, you can either slice through it. Well, actually, if you went through it, cut that part too. So you're able to push the door open, and in the back of the courtyard. So here's the front. Here's back where you are. There's There's a building there. The mansion takes up most of the space. Has a set of stairways going up, and a rear entrance up here. You saw the guard here on the tower or along the wall, and you see a door up the stairs there, and then you see also a side door on the bottom or on the ground floor of the mansion, where this one's up on the second floor.
So I'll edge out to that courtyard and just peek and make sure it's empty.
Okay.
And then I'll try to head to that other door there.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay, that's cunning. Untrained for me, but 3. Okay. Difficulty?
It'll be easy. So 1 purple and a setback.
And a setback is
the black dice. Yep.
2, 4, -2, so it's 4 successes, 2 threat is what it is. That's hilarious.
Yep. So you looking across you're able to spot all of the people. You see the guard up on the wall as you hear him walking back the other direction. Looking over, you hear someone in here, and looking at it, you see smoke coming out of the top. So it's like a smoker, or like an outdoor cooking area. And those are the only people that you see. You also do see a dog sleeping up on the stairs. That is there.
Ooh, interesting. So you said there is a guard that could see me if I come right through?
He's kind of up on an elevated wall.
Okay, so
he's up on the
and I'm down below.
You're down below.
I see.
So if you cross over, there's potential for him seeing you. Currently, you're hearing him walk the other way.
So I'm going to go now while he's walking the other way.
Okay. And then, you're going to the side entrance?
Yeah.
Okay. You head over to the side entrance, and you get there, and you feel you push the door, and it opens. You step inside, and you enter the kitchen area. You see there's a lady inside, kind of over at the stove, kind of stirring her pot, and she's like, "Oh, you already done cooking the meat? I cooked quick tonight. Do you only have scraps again?" She's not actually looking at you. She just heard the door open.
I'm going to say, yep, as I head... I'm assuming there's an exit in this room, right?
Yeah.
So as I head out that exit, I'm going to say, yep.
Okay. So you step through, and you enter it's a large, formal dining room. You see the table set there with a bunch of... with a table set probably long enough to hold 20 people, and everything just set out in place in case people come. There's nobody in the room. As you look around the room, you get the same feel that you did when your vision was in the room. There's on the wall. There's different like hunting trophies. You see some of the animals that you saw in the woods were out there mounted. You see others that that you're familiar with come from other planets that are there. Looking around, the room is large, but even though it's large, it still feels cluttered with stuff on the wall, kind of showing off his collection.
Interesting. So it's not in this room. This is just the dining room.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll proceed to the next room then. But as I'm going to kind of peek, like again, just so I'm not walking. I realized that I might have made a mistake in that kitchen, just sort of barging in. But it was just one of those things where I was like, if I have to use my lightsaber, I guess I will. I'd hate to kill a poor cook though. She's just doing her job.
You step into the next room, and it's the kind of the grand entrance of the room, or of the place. So it covers quite a large area. You again in this room, you still have, even though it's immense, you still, looking around the room, get the cluttered feeling. There's extra tables that you think probably shouldn't be there with how large it is, and they all have the different knickknacks from different planets. And you look around the room, kind of bypassing those to look for other doors or other paths, and you see a lift over here in the corner.
Was it clear in the dream if it was upstairs or downstairs?
It was on the main. It was on the main floor in the dream.
Okay, so I'm going to avoid the lift. Is the lift the only way out of the room?
There is a large set of double doors over here, and then a small door over there.
The small door.
Okay. You head over to the small door, and as you push it, it's locked.
I'm going to see if I can just zzz
Okay.
with the lightsaber just through the doorknob.
Okay. Go and make a skullduggery check.
Skullduggery, that's awesome. Cunning. Difficulty?
It'll be average with a setback.
So average with a setback.
So 1 purple, 1 black.
One purple.
Oh, actually, sorry. Simple with a setback. Or easy with a setback, sorry. So lightsabers aren't great for...
So an advantage is
Okay.
what I netted with there.
Okay. You go over there, you quickly ignite your saber, and hoping just to cut through the lock part, and the temperature is too much where you see the metal of the door kind of start melting. You quickly turn it off, and the doors still won't budge. But in the hole that you made, you're able to look through there, and you see what looks like a large office with a large desk in the back corner, with and again, looking around the room, just clutter of trophies, decorations, items from different places.
But no, do I get the sense? I'm going to pause to see if I just feel the crystal.
Okay. Go ahead and make a discipline check.
Well, that is trained, and that's
right.
will. So I get 2 of these and 2 of these. How difficult?
It'll be average with a setback. So with a, yeah.
Let's see here. These successes cancel these.
So the failures of the triangles.
Yep. And then, so I have another advantage.
Okay. You reach out and try to see if you can feel it. You don't sense the crystal, but again, the message plays through your head. Use your lightsaber skills, or you must take the crystal using your lightsaber skills, and then work your way back out with the path of peace.
I'm just going to cut through the door, like just cut the door open.
Okay. You cut the door open, and inside, you see there's nobody inside, or no people inside. You see a droid that's kind of over here against the wall, and has a a duster or a fancy duster to dust and vacuum at the same time. And he's just kind of going through the shelves, and you see his arm raise up and like go to the next shelf. And as you cut through the door, he turns, and you hear a bunch of the knickknacks fall to the floor. And oh my! He kind of starts panicking and heading over towards the desk.
Before you can get to the desk, I'm going to try to. How is it far enough away that I could cross quickly and engage him, or is this more of a distance type thing? That's what I'll do then.
You'd be fast enough.
Just run in the room and just.
Especially with enhance, you'd be fast enough to get there before.
All right, I got to do some enhancing.
So go ahead and you can just make an attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, enhance is kind of a.
So how do attacks work again? Remind me. It's
So it's going to use your lightsaber skill, which is going to use willpower because of the technique that you have.
That's right.
And then your ranks for your dice pool. Melee attacks are always against 2 purple, and he doesn't have anything to increase it.
So I need to borrow 1 more yellow because I have 3 ranks. And then you said it was what difficulty?
Against 2 purple.
2 purple. That's it?
Yep.
Well, that's easy enough. Smote the non-believer. Let's see here. We have. Should I have done that publicly in front of you?
Oh no, I trust you.
So that cancels that out. So 3 successes, neither advantages nor threat.
Okay.
Because the threat all got canceled out.
You draw your saber and immediately slice through the droid. You see it kind of go through the body, and you see the anime that falls to the floor. The droid is still talking. It's like, I must sound the alarm. As you see the legs move a little bit and then fall over, but the top part is still active, but unable to reach.
Now that
desk.
it's disabled like that, is there an off switch that's obvious that I can just be like, so it stops talking?
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm going to do that. I'm going to shut the door, and I'm going to find a place to stash it, maybe just under the desk for now, so that it's somebody casually walking through these rooms, right? So I do that really quickly.
All right, you get him hidden under the desk.
And is there that glass case that I'm looking for in this room? I don't think that there is.
You don't see it.
So is there an exit out of this room?
There is. The only exit is not a door. It's a large bay window going to the outside.
That heads back to like the covered courtyard area?
Yep.
But if there's a bay window there may be a bay window in the next one. I'm going to peek out that window.
You peek out.
Actually, it said use my lightsaber. What if you just cut a hole in the wall? No, I'm gonna be careful here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna peek out the window. Does it seem like if I just sort of am like that? Does it seem like there's a way in another bay?
If you so you look out the window,
Yeah.
and you see it has the stone, basically the stone edge. It has a door here, and then it has another bay window here. As you push the window open and peek out, the dog that was here stands up, and kind of you see him start sniffing the air, and then slowly turning, like stretches.
Oh, I'm gonna back away.
Turns around. Go ahead and make a simple stealth check. So just 1 purple.
1 purple, and I keep having to look at my stealth because I'm not used to it yet. Agility. So
too.
this will be interesting.
All right. You get out and you take your look, and then you see the dog raise up, and immediately like, oh, pull it close and kind of gently close it and put it back in place.
Okay. I like cutting through shit, so I'm just gonna cut through the wall. Like
Okay.
Okay.
You cut through the wall, and over here you see you cut through the wall and you hear everything on your side clink and clatter as it falls to the ground, and everything mounted on the wall on the other side clink and clatter as it falls to the ground. You step through, and as it falls and clatters, you hear the dogs start barking. But as you step through, you see the case in the middle of the room that you saw there. You also see that there are three security droids
Oh
that
dear.
are in each corner. And with the clatter, they come to. So go ahead and roll your initiative.
So how does an initiative work?
Since you are ready for it, you can either roll your cool, or you have a talent that lets you roll your vigilance. Normally, you'd roll your
Yeah,
cool,
I'll roll. Obviously, I'll roll
vigilance.
vigilance because that's willpower. So
and you don't roll any bad dice. And then your successes determine your first number, and your advantages determine your tiebreaker.
okay. So I need one more green here.
Okay.
2 successes, 2 advantages
Okay.
right now, plus another success and advantage.
Okay.
So 3.
I don't think you do, but do you have any talents that let you increase your initiative? It'd be called
I don't
rapid
think so,
reaction, but I don't
yeah.
believe you do.
Why do I have 2 enhanced sheets here?
That one says endure.
Oh, one is there. Can't diplomat my way out of this thing with these guys. Counselor. Otherwise, I'm just gonna force pull them, I think.
Okay. So one of them comes on and activates, is able to go before you.
Okay.
As they activate, you see their arms come up, and you do not see any blasters on their arms. You see that they have stun batons, or they have one stun baton on each arm, which are basically like to subdue people, because they don't want to damage any of the merchandise that's in here. The one over here comes on and moves. It moves as fast as it can towards you and gets about halfway. And then maybe your action.
Can I force push him into the other one? The one in the corner, since he cut across the room toward me, right? Mm-hmm. So can I just be like that way?
It's
I don't know how much control I have.
Yeah, it's a large room, so to make it all the way over there, you would, let me see, where's your force? Your push power.
Enhance, endure. I don't know where it went. Maybe it's under that one. There it is. Move.
All right.
I have lots of ranks.
Yep. So you have, oh wow. So the base object lets you move a silhouette 0 object to 1 range band. You have 3 ranks of strength and 3 ranks of range. So to move him, you would need to have a total of 3 force points that you want to use for it. 1 to activate the power, 1 to increase strength because it's going to be a silhouette 1 object because it's person size.
Okay.
And then 1 to activate range. Since you have all 3, activating it once takes it out to long range.
I see.
If you only had 1, then you'd spend 1 point for short, then another 1 for medium, then another 1 for long. So the benefit of buying multiple ones is 1 dot will activate all of them.
Okay. So I'm rolling my force dice, right?
First, you're going to roll discipline.
Okay. Discipline.
Because it's an opposed check.
Okay.
It's going to be against 1 purple and 1 red.
Okay, and I get 1 more green here.
Okay.
Those are 2 advantages, 1 success, 3. We'll keep that. How does that sound?
Okay.
So my advantages.
Right now. I'm using it.
My advantages cancel my threat.
Okay.
I ended up with 2 successes.
Okay. So then roll your force dice.
So that is equal to the force rating, right?
Yep.
The number of. So that's 1 dark.
Okay.
1 dark. Uh-oh. 1 dark. Oh,
Okay.
dear.
So, and then with the crystal that you have, it will let you access to 1 dark side point as well. So you have 4 dark side points.
Oh, that's right.
You
Dark
can
side
use.
point on force rolls.
Yep. So you have 4 points you can use. You only need 3 to do what you want to.
Okay.
But to do it, you would take 3 conflict for using the dark side.
Gonna do it.
You take 3 strain,
Okay.
and you would spend the last.
I presume that my strain reset from the last.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you have wounds, your wounds reset as well.
3 strain. Oh, good. I think. Oh, yeah. Okay. So 3 strain, and then you said I also take conflict.
3 conflict.
There they are. So it said 9. I don't know that ever got resolved. Did we resolve it? And maybe I just didn't erase it
I gave that to you on the last session
because of the smash and grab. All right.
Yep.
So 9 plus. We'll go 3 conflict.
because you at the end of it you stole the object which gave you conflict, and then when you got to the landing pad, you had to get Roos close to the troopers versus him running across an open field. So you did forced move, and you had 2 dark side there.
Ah, okay.
And then there was an ACST that was over on the side, and you used force jump to jump long range and land on top of it to take it down, and you got more dark side points there. So
that was successful, right?
yep, you were successful there. So the one that made it to the middle of the room, you see you flying back, and it hits the one in the far back corner, and they both get knocked prone.
Lovely. I'm sure they'll be back up in a moment to pound on me, but any advantage I can give myself here.
The last one, the one over here who hasn't gone, basically kind of it because they aren't really designed to get up because they're droids. It takes their full turn. It's full turn to get back up. The other one moves. Is able to move halfway across the room because it's a very large room towards you. Then the first one that went stands back up. So the 2 back over here are on their feet.
Okay.
And they took a little bit of damage. And then the one closest to you is near the middle of the room on the far side.
I will close the distance and cut him down.
Okay. Where is your combat tree that I cannot think of the name? Union Discipline.
Yeah.
This one. You have a power called Draw Close. When you to use it, you make a willpower lightsaber attack, which you already do.
Okay.
You can do it against silhouette 1 targets that are in medium range. You add your force dice to your roll, and you can spend points to move the target 1 range band closer to you. So basically, you can grab them and pull them towards you.
So like basically pulling them into my lightsaber.
As well as if you have points left over that you don't spend to move them, you can use them to add successes to your check.
Okay, I'll do that.
He is currently at medium range.
All right.
If you want to stay where you are to get him all the way to you, it would take 3 points because you'd move him or take 2 points. You'd move him to short and then move him into engaged with you. If you want to move towards him, you could move short, and then you'd only need 1 point to bring him into engaged with you.
I will do that.
Okay. So that way you're not far across or as far across the room.
Right.
Okay. So go ahead and make your lightsaber attack, and go ahead and roll your force dice. You can just use those. It's going to be against 2 purple. 2 purple because it's at medium range.
So that looks like 1 total success,
Okay.
2 total advantage, and I have the 2 light side that I'll use.
Okay. So you don't need to take any conflict to
pound on him.
to use your ability. 1 success will hit. What is your weapon damage?
It is... Okay, so I don't know if this is the corrupted crystal or not. It says damage 6, breach 1, sunder, vicious 2.
Yep. Okay. That's the corrupted crystal.
Okay.
So since you had 1 success, it'd go up to damage 7. And You had three advantages left.
Yeah.
So crit 2 means you could inflict a critical injury onto it. Vicious 2 means that it would add plus 20 to whatever you roll for your critical injury.
Cool. Let's do it.
Okay, so roll those.
And then we are looking up in here. I'll give that to you.
That's high.
That's good.
You would think so. So add 20, so 95 to 115. Temporary lame. Until the critical injury is healed, the target cannot perform more than one maneuver during its turn. So you go and basically just chop a leg off of it. So for it to move, it basically has to use its elbows and appendages to try to crawl towards you. But you pulled it closer to you, so it's in basically at your feet, not completely disabled, but in pieces, or missing a leg.
Cool.
The other two droids in the corner start moving over towards you, so they make it about halfway. Because I have too many dark side points, I will spend one to have this attack you.
Ouch.
And it gets a black dice because it's prone. Do you have defense? It'd be
I do.
Your top corner.
It is 2.
Is it range or melee?
Melee.
Okay. So that gives me 2 more black dice, which will probably make me miss. Oh, nope, it'll make him get more upset. So I'll hit with 1 success, and then I have 4 advantages that get canceled out, so 1 left over. You'll get a boost dice on your next attacks against this guy.
Okay.
But he hits you for 7 strain damage or stun damage. So instead of affecting your wounds, it'd go to your strain, but you still subtract your soak.
So I'm not sure. My soak value is 4.
Okay.
So that means
Sure.
leftovers 3.
Yep.
So I end up taking 3.
It'll be 3 strain because they're trying to knock you
strain.
out
Okay,
versus incapacitate you. So it'd be that second box.
Yep. 1, 2, 3. So I'm
Yep.
now at 6 strain. I've got a total of 14 strain. Oof. Okay.
And when you make checks, you can use advantages to recover strain.
Okay. I'll need to remember that.
Yep. So it will be.
But I get an advantage on this next roll against this guy.
You'll get 2 boost dice because he's on the ground. Prone gives you 1,
Okay.
and his threat gives you another.
Oh, I thought this guy stood up.
No, these ones over here stood up. This is the one you chopped the leg off of.
Oh, okay.
He's on the ground and trying to crawl towards you and takes a.
He managed to still
Half-
go in,
Yep.
in on me. All right. We'll just see if we can finish him off here. So,
Okay.
all of that, right?
Yep.
I don't think I need to roll these. I love rolling this many dice. It's so satisfying.
You
There's
can still
2
roll those.
success, 3 success, 4 success. There's 3 disadvantages. There's 3 advantages. So advantages and disadvantages cancel out. I end up with 3 successes.
Okay. And you can roll those as well.
Okay.
Because with your draw closer ability, if you don't spend them to move the target towards you, you can use them. You can use them towards success.
Oh, let's do that. Oh, I'm not going to use them.
Okay. Apparently, you feel that this is attacking a droid on the ground.
Right, it's a little bit excessive.
already
I'm just trying to disable the thing.
It's a bit excessive. So
there's no reason to go into a rage here.
So your damage is more than enough to finish this one off. The other 2 are, they will be able to, at the distance that they're at, you think they will be able to engage you. So you have not taken your maneuver yet. So if you want to, you could maneuver if you want to either get a farther distance or to get behind cover, which would give them a black dice when they attack you.
I'll get closer to them.
Okay.
I just feel like that's the kind of combat he would do, is sort of tank it a little bit.
All right. The first one will try to hit you. And we will spend a point because I have too many. And you said you have 2 defense.
I do.
Okay. And 2 purple. He misses badly, but has 5 advantages left over. He hits you with the he hits you with the stun baton, but it's not enough physical impact to damage you, but you still get a shock. So you'll take 3 strain.
Okay.
And he'll give a boost dice to his buddy as you twitch some.
Ooh, the strain is going up fast.
The other guy. So he has 1 advantage left. So he will hit for 8. And then you can reduce your soak. You parry and reflect.
Yeah, and defensive training.
Okay.
When wielding a lightsaber, melee, or brawl weapon, that weapon gains the defensive quality with a rating equal to ranks in defensive training. What is defensive training?
Defensive training is what's giving you your 2.
Is the 2, okay. Yeah. And so then reflect and parry are, and it looks like I have 2 reflect, 3 reflect, 2 parry.
Okay. So parry.
And then I don't know if I think that I have more. Because doesn't this give me steps?
You might have 1 on there.
There's one more reflect.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So you have 4 reflect and 2 parry.
Yep.
So then you can take 3. You can take 3 strain to reduce melee attacks damage by 5. Or by 4 because you have 2 ranks of parry. Sorry, I forgot already.
1, 2, yeah, 2 ranks of parry.
Okay.
3 ranks of parry. Sorry.
3
1,
ranks
2, 3.
Okay, so you would take 3 strain to reduce the damage by 5.
Okay.
So since he hit for 8, your soak is 4, so you would take 4 strain, or you could take 3 strain, and then the rest would get absorbed by your soak.
Okay, so I'll take the 3 strain.
Okay.
I'm about to pass out here.
Okay. It is to your action.
I think I gotta push these guys away again.
Okay.
I think that if I engage them in melee, I can destroy one of them, but not both of them. Mm-hmm. And if I can get them prone again, that'll get me in a situation. So I'm just gonna do the move.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your. So it'll be a discipline check to use the ability.
So the discipline check is will, which I like. And difficulty?
Difficulty is 1 purple and 1 red.
No. Okay. I see 1 success, 1 failure, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 advantages. 4 advantages.
Okay. So you weren't able to push them away. You try to reach into the force, and you're not able to gain enough power to push them away, or they're able to resist it. But you did have 4 advantages, so you can use those advantages to recover 4 strain.
I'm probably not going to survive this next round. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Is it? Oh, that was my action round. Just passed.
You have your maneuver.
Yeah.
So you can.
When the force push failed, can I back up and make them try to close the distance?
Yeah. You can back up. So then they wouldn't be able to aim on their attacks. You also have. We already used the power, so.
Yeah.
Yep. Or you could use your maneuver to get cover, which would give you which would give them another black dice, so they'd be up to 3 black dice on their attacks.
Yeah, I'll use my new maneuver to get cover.
Okay.
Force push doesn't work, and I'm like, dive behind a glass cabinet.
Time to hide.
Oh, miss. What are you missing?
Do you have? Damn, kid, still on my black dice. If you dive behind a cabinet,
Okay.
my son's stolen. What about there? I'll find a bunch. They'll get another black dice because they are not supposed to destroy any other property. So they are hesitant to. They will hit, but not with any. So they'll do 6.
So I soak 4 and take 2 strain.
Yep. The first one. And then you do have, if you want to upgrade.
Yeah, let's upgrade their roll there. There we go. I see a triumph there.
But they fail.
Triumph, they flank me now?
So let's see, 1, 2, 3. So yep, so they fail. They have 3 threat and a triumph. So the second one swings at you, and you dodge. You were standing in front of the other one, and as it swung, its shock stick hit the first one, damaging it further. With the triumph, you hear you start to hear the alarm in the room go off. As looking around, you see the alarm. It's not like a emergency siren alarm that's like blaring, but you see like little red flashing lights kind of popping up through the room, so you know that they've.
This has got to go quickly now.
Yep. Okay.
How close am I to the case where the crystal is?
You are short distance from it.
I think I got to kill these things first before I grab it, though. That's what I'm going to attempt to do. Is there any way to do like 2 attacks in one round, or speed up my own ability, or anything like that?
In this game, they didn't want to give people multiple attacks. The only way to get multiple attacks is if your weapon has linked, where like Darth Maul's lightsaber, where it has 2 blades on one.
Oh, I see.
If you get enough advantages, you could do 2 hits. If you have with your force power, if you get enough, you can. Since you have magnitude, you can affect more than one person to hit more than one person. So you could try your force power again.
Yeah, I think that's what I got to do here.
Okay.
So we're talking about. They have a red again, I assume.
Yep.
Or okay.
Yeah. You do have a light side point if you.
Yeah, let's spin that.
Okay.
We'll take one more.
So it takes a green out and adds a yellow.
I need one more yellow.
Okay.
Come on now.
Purple one fell out. You still succeed.
No failures though. Looks like those are 2 disadvantages, and they get canceled out. Do they not?
We'll set that aside. So failure and failure, failure and failure. This one gets taken out by that.
Yeah.
So you have 3 successes
And 2 light side points.
2 light side points. So you would be able to activate your ability and use magnitude. You need to take 1 strain and a conflict to do range.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. And so you can push them long distance. Behind you is the window that is kind of going out to the stairs. So you could basically throw them out of the room.
So the idea is that it's like a lightsaber hit that does knockback effect as well?
So no, this one is just you using the force. So kind of like when you see like.
Oh, I was force pushing.
Yeah,
okay.
force pushing.
I'm sorry. I thought it was some lightsaber maneuver type.
No, this one
type thing when you said magnitude or.
Yeah. No, so that's so move for magnitude. So it's basically like when you see Qui-Gon push the droids away.
Okay, yeah.
So because you have magnitude, you could affect up to 4 things.
Okay.
Because you have range, you can move them up to long distance.
Okay.
So you can basically push the droids out the window if you want to.
I'll do that. Okay. Smash! And immediately turn and locate and grab the crystal.
Okay. You turn, you see the case in the middle. You smash through it, and you grab
through it, in fact.
cut through it, and you grab the crystal. And as you grab the crystal, you feel it. You feel it pulse, and you hear again the words. You must work your way out with the path of peace.
Okay, so I'll be just running.
Okay.
I'm not going to follow out the window. I'm going to go through the hole that I made.
Okay.
And back through. Actually, I'm going to go essentially the way that I came in.
Okay.
Just running through all through it, and just right through the kitchen and right out the back door if I can.
As you are running out, you get into this room, and you see a elderly man kind of standing here. He's dressed in very fancy attire. He sees you run through the wall, and it's like, "What are you doing? You're destroying my collection."
Sorry about that, I'm going to say as I run. Had to be done. Needed something you had.
Okay.
Peace be upon you.
Okay. You dart out through the back to the main room. When you get out here, there's 2 guards out here who have their blasters. They will try to take a shot at you as you dart across.
Okay.
They are less caring of his property, so they are going to try to hit your wounds. He kind of destroys some stuff in the place.
The old man starts screaming in the back, "Stop! Stop firing! Do you know how long it took me to collect these things?"
6, 10. So he will hit for 10.
Wow. So
This is going to go off of your wounds.
4,
Yep.
right? So
It would be 6. And this would go off of reflect, but I don't think you have enough strain where you...
Yeah, I don't have any strain to use it. My goal is just to run as quickly out of here as I can.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that they got their shot off on me. My action is just to keep running.
Yep.
I do that.
Yep. You dart through the side
Dining room, yeah.
and
into the kitchen.
You run back out the kitchen. The cook is still there, kind of stirring. Hardly notices you pass through. You get out to the area here. You see the guard up top was looking back towards the building and spots you. He will try to take a shot at you as you dart off. But you don't have a range defense, do you?
No.
No. Okay. Because I have 2 light side points, we'll get some of these back. He will hit you for 10. So 6 more.
So another 6. Ouch.
You are you just continue running. You're able to push through the door and start running to get to the woods. He'll have one last chance to shoot you. Let's try that again. 1 too many dice.
Oh, I would have taken that other roll.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
So that's 8. Ouch. I'm really hurting here.
Okay. You make it to the edge of the woods, and now you hear the sirens on the building. The outside sirens going off. Go ahead and make a survival check as you
That's not
push
good.
through the woods injured.
Okay, that is this.
It'll be average, and then you'll get a setback because of your
Because of my wounds.
Because of your wounds.
I need like a force heal self ability. 2 successes, 3 failures. So 1 failure, 2 setbacks.
Okay. You go running through the woods, and as you're feeling that the people in the building are after you, you power through, and as you pass one of the trees, you feel something tug at your foot. You look down, and you see that there's a one of their hunting traps, basically springs, and coming from the tree, you see this little barb that comes out and just jacks you in the calf. It's not. It does one. It'll do 5 damage. It's designed to hurt small things.
I have 2 wounds left.
You have 1 wound left now.
Gulp! Gulp!
As you continue powering through the woods, you're with your enhanced ability, you're able to easily outdistance anybody coming from the manor. You're able to get back to your shuttle and hop back on board.
Hit the autopilot button.
Hit the
and get the first aid kit out.
Hit the take me home, and head back on your way.
Damn. With 1 hit point left.
Yep.
1 hit point left, and literally 1 strain left.
You were very close. So, you have your crystal. As you're going back, you feel the crystal pulsing. As you feel it kind of connecting with you. When you get back to the main ship, we'll start that up on our next session.
Okay.
And I'll send you what your crystal does. I have it at my work, and I forgot to send it to me. So, and then we'll be good to go for this coming
I
Saturday.
think one of these is yours, and these 2 are yours, right?
So the set has 2. So your set comes with 2 yellows.
2 yellows. Okay, I just wasn't sure.
And then it'll have 3 greens.
3 greens. So this is one of your
extras. And 2 blacks.
2 blacks. Yeah, that's right. And 3 purples.
3 purples, 3 greens, 1 red, and 1 force dice.
Yep. I need to just buy a couple more sets on Amazon. It just hasn't occurred to me. That was a really fun little mini adventure.
And then take 25 experience.
Yay! All right, there's the